to Repticon Dallas to see what they got, man. Hopefully they got something really cool. I'm gonna try to highlight animal species and turtles, lizards, and frogs. So I'll break this up over 3 videos. All right, hope you guys enjoy.
Hi, I'm Theodore Manka with Serpent Suburbia, and I'm in the Fort Worth area near Roanoke. And today we're looking at Desert Ghost. So Desert Ghost, here is a visual example. This is a Desert Ghost Enchi. And we originally thought this was a simple recessive gene, but turns out it's polygenic, so a little more complicated. But the basics of a simple recessive is to get the visual is both parents have to be carrying the gene, which right here we've got a pastel Enchi who is het for Desert Ghost. So to produce the visual that we just saw before, you need at least 2 parents that carry the gene that may not visually show it, or you need one that's carrying the gene and a visual to produce it. We're finding out now with Desert Ghost that's a little more complicated than that, but as they find out more, we'll figure out the ins and outs of that. But in a nutshell, that's how a simple recessive works. I'm on Morph Market, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm usually at the local Fort Worth reptile shows.
All right. Hey, well, thanks a lot for showing these 2 great examples of what a visual Desert Ghost and a het Desert Ghost look like. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, so this is one of my Tricolor Hognose over here at Chromatic Creations. They are a South American species that really the only thing in common with the Westerns or the Easterns that you usually see is just the shape of the face. He's got that derpy little nose and those cute little buggy eyes, but they like it a lot cooler than your typical hognose. We keep ours at about 78 degrees. Anything more than that and they get really uncomfortable when they go into a shed cycle. Ours are about 2 years old. They're a little bit shorter lived species. Usually you're looking at between 5 and 8 years. They kind of live fast, die young. They'll multi-clutch if you breed them. We put ours together one time and got 4 clutches for a total of 30 eggs out of that first breeding. Other than that, they're really personable. They don't do the same kinds of hissing and hooding and bluff striking and stuff like that that the Westerns and the Easterns usually do, so they're a much more easy snake to handle for someone that's a little bit more intimidated by those kinds of antics. And ours have been handled since they were born, and they just love it. They'll come out, they'll check you out. Eventually, they'll find a spot that's comfortable and literally just curl up in your hand like a lap dog and stay put.
It's a really beautiful snake.
Thank you.
And you guys are with
Chromatic Creations.
Okay, and where can they find you?
We're on Morph Market, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Instagram is usually where we respond the most, so if you have questions or comments, that's usually the best place to find us.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And that's a beautiful snake. I'm going to get a picture of your logo, and I'll definitely link this in the description.
Excellent.
These guys here are called Sinaloan milk snakes. They're from Sinaloa portion of Mexico, same place where the cartels come from. And my buddy Dave McGowan from Texoma Reptiles, he's the one that produces these. They're albino and they're called splotch because of this patterning on their back. She's got some really nice pattern on her. But typically they're banded and tricolored in the wild.
That's what I noticed is that these are spots. So, do you know how he got that?
So he started with a splotch pair. So I don't know the whole background on these. But yeah, he started with a splotch pair, albino and a non, or het albino, and that's how he produced these.
Well, that's cool. So how can we get in touch with you guys? I see Texoma Reptiles.
Yep, Texoma Reptiles at .com, or you can go on Morph Market and find Texoma Reptiles on there as well, and you can find them there.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's a beautiful snake.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely. I appreciate it. This is the coolest display at the show, and it's made by NTX Morphs, Shane and Heather. And you can find them on the social media spots. But you can see how they have it set up with the television. Man, this thing is freaking awesome, man.
By general contractor, and we're actually going over things like trenching and foundations. How do we start working on building up inside?
You can just see how the attention to detail. There's no other display case like this. So, that thing is so cool. This is NTX Morphs. They got Brian Barczyk on there now. Hanging there, Brian. What a cool display. We've been through the Repticon in Dallas. It was a great show. And the way that I videoed at this time was just looking at particular animals instead of going around and just taking pictures of everybody's displays. But the fifth animal that we got, the snake, is I chose the one that we picked up, which will be a breeder female for us. And of all the different pattern morphs, she's a classic or a normal ball python. I just really wanted to get a snake that reminded me more of my younger days. I mean, like some 20, almost 30 years ago when I was in college. But this is a breeder female, and she weighs around 2,700 grams. She weighed a little bit more than that, but she's already produced back in March. So what we're looking forward to doing is just getting this girl and pairing her up with some of the males that we have that will be ready this year, and it'll be part of our first clutch. So she'll be kind of the sell-off for our business for babies, and that's what we got into this for, is to see what we could create and if we could bring some joy to other people. But you can see how big she is, and she's a classic ball python, probably the most common ball python that is out there that's been bought by pet owners and breeders alike over the years. But yeah, we're really glad to have her. But most of all, guys, hey, if you like this type of video, please like and subscribe. Look us up on Instagram and YouTube, keep following our videos and let us know what you think. Of course, this is for pet owners, breeders, and just reptile enthusiasts in general. So if nothing else, guys, I hope that you have a very good rest of your day.